My dear one, as this day gently comes to an end, I invite you to settle into the quiet of this moment. Let your body become comfortable. Let the room around you become softer. Let the outside world begin to fade into the distance. There is nothing you need to force tonight. There is nothing you need to solve before you are allowed to rest. There is nothing you need to prove to life before life is willing to support you. You are here now. You are breathing now. You are safe enough in this moment to soften. So take a slow, gentle breath in and slowly let it go. Again, breathing in softly and breathing out the day. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw loosen. Let your hands open. Let your belly soften. Let your whole body begin to receive the message that it does not have to fight the night. It does not have to rehearse tomorrow. It does not have to keep watch over every detail. It does not have to hold the future together with tension. Tonight, my dear one, we are practicing trust. Not the kind of trust that demands every answer first. Not the kind of trust that only appears after life gives proof. But the deep, quiet trust that says, even before I see how everything is unfolding, I am willing to believe that life is working for me. So let this sentence enter your body before the mind begins to argue with it. Everything will be okay. Let it be soft. Everything will be okay. Not because every detail is already perfect. Not because you have all the answers. Not because the path is completely clear, but because there is a deeper part of life that is always arranging, always guiding, always moving beneath what you can see. There is a wisdom in life that does not need your panic to function. There is a love in life that does not disappear when you are uncertain. There is a rhythm in life that continues to move even when your conscious mind cannot understand the whole map. And sometimes, the most powerful moment in your life is not the moment when life finally gives you proof. It is the moment you decide to trust before the proof appears. I know the mind may say, but how can I believe everything is working out when I still feel afraid? How can I trust when the situation has not changed? How can I relax when I do not know what will happen? The mind likes evidence. It wants guarantees. It wants someone to confirm that you will be safe, loved, chosen, protected, supported, and provided for. It wants the perfect sign before it surrenders. and we bless the mind for trying to protect us. We do not shame it. We do not fight it. We simply say, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe." Tonight, we are learning a softer way, because if you wait for life to prove everything before you decide to trust, you may wait a very long time. Trust is not always born after the miracle. Sometimes trust is the doorway through which the miracle enters. So tonight, gently, lovingly, without force, we stop negotiating with fear. We stop allowing fear to be the advisor of every choice, every dream, every relationship, and every step forward. Fear will always ask for more proof. Fear will always say, "Not yet. Wait a little longer. What if it goes wrong? What if you are disappointed? What if you are not ready?" And if you keep asking fear for permission to live, fear will keep making your life smaller. But you, my dear one, are not here to live small. You are not here to be ruled by old stories. You are not here to rehearse disaster every night and call it preparation. You are here to learn how to trust life, how to love yourself, how to gather your energy, how to choose peace, and how to begin again from a deeper place of inner power. The moment you decide that life is working for you, your mind begins to change what it searches for. It stops looking only for reasons to be afraid. It begins to look for support. It begins to notice openings. It begins to recognize that even what did not work may have protected you, redirected you, or prepared you. It begins to understand that not every delay is denial. Not every ending is failure. Not every closed door is punishment. Sometimes life is loving you in ways your frightened mind cannot yet understand. To decide that everything is working out is not to become passive. It is not to sit down and say, "I will do nothing." It is not denial. It is not pretending. It is a new inner position. You stop living as the victim of every circumstance, and you begin living as a co-creator with life. You say, "I will do my part with love. I will listen. I will choose. I will act when action is clear. And I will trust that life is meeting me in ways I cannot yet see." This is the power of decision. A decision is not simply wanting. Wanting can be soft and scattered. wanting can still leave many doors open to fear. Wanting can say, I hope this happens, but I am still available to believe that nothing ever works for me. Decision is different. Decision gathers your energy. Decision is a loving inner command. Decision says, this is the direction I choose. Decision says, I am no longer available for the old pattern. Decision says, from now on, I return to trust. When you truly decide, you are no longer trying to have peace while feeding drama. You are no longer saying you love yourself while speaking to yourself with cruelty. You are no longer asking for a new life while holding tightly to the old story that says nothing ever works for you. Decision gathers your scattered energy into one clear direction. Before decision, your energy may be scattered everywhere. One part of you wants to heal. One part wants to stay in the familiar pain. One part wants love. One part keeps chasing what makes you feel small. One part wants abundance. One part still believes struggle is safer. One part wants peace. One part keeps returning to thoughts that make the body tense. And this is exhausting. A divided energy creates a divided life. But when you decide, something inside becomes clear. You say to your mind, from today, we are not going back to the old way of thinking. Not perfectly, not without moments of fear, but with direction. You say, we are no longer using fear as our leader. You say, we are no longer using shame as our motivation. You say, we are no longer using the past as proof that the future must be the same. And little by little, the mind begins to follow. So say softly now, I decide. My energy gathers into one clear direction. Feel those words in the body. I decide. My energy gathers into one clear direction. A person who has not decided can be pulled by every fear, every memory, every opinion, every delay, every mood, and every outside circumstance. But a person who has decided begins to have inner gravity. They may still feel the wind, but they are not carried away by every wind. They may still hear fear, but fear no longer gets the final word. And you do not need to see the result immediately to know that something has begun. A seed does not prove itself the moment it enters the soil. If you looked at the ground 1 hour after planting, you might say, "Nothing is happening," but something is happening. Life is moving in the dark. Roots are beginning in silence. The invisible is preparing the visible. Creation always begins beneath the surface. A new decision works the same way. The day you decide, everything is working for me. The outer world may look exactly the same room, the same bills, the same unanswered question, the same uncertainty. But inside, something has shifted. The mind begins searching for different evidence. The body begins fighting life a little less. Your energy becomes less scattered. You stop leaking so much power into worry. You stop rehearsing the worst as if fear were a spiritual practice. You begin planting a new inner reality. Say gently, "My decision is a seed. I trust what is growing beneath the surface." Let that thought become soft inside you. You do not need to dig up the seed every day to check whether it is becoming a tree. You do not need to panic because the first sign is not visible yet. You can water the decision with your thoughts, your words, your choices, your rest, your boundaries, your gratitude, and your willingness to return when fear appears. Many people wait to feel certain before they decide. They say, "When I feel completely ready, I will begin. When I feel no fear, I will trust. When I know exactly how it will happen, I will move." But if you wait for perfect certainty, you may wait your whole life. Certainty is not always the condition for beginning. Often, certainty is born after you begin. It grows because you keep choosing the same loving direction. You decide, and then you return to the decision. You decide, and then fear appears, and you return again. You decide, and then a delay comes, and you return again. You decide, and then the old thought says, "What if nothing works?" And you say, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but we are choosing trust now." This is how certainty is built. Not by never being afraid, but by no longer letting fear lead. Say softly, "I do not wait for certainty. I create certainty by choosing myself again and again." You do not need to be fearless to decide. You decide, and the fear learns to walk behind you. You decide, and the old story begins to lose its authority. You decide, and the body learns that you are no longer available for the same self-abandonment. My dear one, you are designed to command, not to beg. And I do not mean command other people. I do not mean control life with force. I mean you are allowed to command your own mind with love. You are allowed to direct your energy. You are allowed to say, "This is the direction I choose. This is the standard I now hold. This is the reality I am willing to create from within." You did not come into this life to beg for little pieces of love, little pieces of peace, little pieces of opportunity, or little pieces of approval. You are worthy of receiving good. When you beg, your energy collapses. When you command with love, your energy stands up. Begging says, "Please prove I am enough." Commanding says, "I remember that I am enough, and I choose from that truth." Begging says, "Life, give me something so I can finally feel safe." Commanding says, "I choose to become a safe place within myself, and I open to the good life brings." This is not arrogance. This is alignment. Say now, "I command my mind with love. I direct my life with clarity. I no longer beg for what I am worthy to receive." Let those words awaken something gentle and strong within you. You are not here to live on your knees before fear. You are here to stand in love. You are here to decide that life is working for you, even while the evidence is still forming. You are here to stop negotiating with the old story and begin creating with a new one. Everything will be okay. My dear, decide that life is on your side. Decide that even this season is serving your becoming. Decide that what leaves can make space. What delays can prepare you? What closes can redirect you? And what feels uncertain can still be held by love? Decide it again tonight. Not because the mind has no questions, but because your soul knows a deeper truth. Now let your body sink a little deeper. Let the bed hold you. Let your breath become slow and kind. Let your heart become soft and open. Let your mind stop fighting the night. You do not need to have every answer. You do not need to understand every delay. You do not need to see every blessing before you trust that blessings are forming. Tonight, you are returning to a new decision. Everything is working for my highest good. Let that sentence become the foundation beneath your breath. Everything is working for my highest good. When a door closes, you do not need to immediately say, I have been rejected. You may begin to ask, could this be protection? When there is a delay, you do not need to say, life is against me. You may begin to say, perhaps I am being prepared. When something does not happen in the timing you wanted, you do not need to collapse into fear. You may leave room for higher wisdom to be moving behind the scenes. This does not mean you pretend every experience feels good. Some endings hurt. Some delays test your patience. Some rejections touch old wounds. Some redirections feel confusing before they feel like grace. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to say, this is difficult. But you do not have to turn difficulty into proof that life has abandoned you. From now on, say to your mind, from now on, I trust that everything is working for my highest good. Not because you understand the whole map, not because you can explain every event, not because you never feel afraid, but because you are no longer willing to live as if life is your enemy. You do not need to know every road. You only need to trust that life is not against you. When you make this decision, you stop overanalyzing every painful moment as though fear can explain your destiny. You stop dissecting every disappointment until the body feels exhausted. You stop asking, why did this happen to me? In a way that keeps you powerless. And slowly, you begin asking better questions. What is this teaching me? What is this redirecting me toward? What is this protecting me from? What part of me is being strengthened? Say softly, I trust the closed doors. I trust the delays. I trust the redirection. Feel how much peace is in that. A closed door may be life saying, not this way. A delay may be life saying, something is being prepared. A redirection may be life saying, there is a better road than the one your fear was clinging to. You do not have to fight every change. You can breathe and say, I am willing to believe that even this can serve my good. And now, my dear one, as the body relaxes more deeply and the mind becomes quieter, let us gently prepare the inner world for the 5 loving decisions that can begin to change your life from the inside. These decisions are not harsh commands. They are not pressure. They are not another way to criticize yourself. They are loving directions for your mind and heart. The first decision is this: everything is always working out for my highest good. The second decision is this: I stop seeking approval from the outside. The third decision is this: I no longer tolerate what destroys my peace. The fourth decision is this: I take full responsibility for my happiness. The fifth decision is this: I act even before I feel completely ready. Let these 5 decisions rest in the body like 5 little lights. Do not force them. Do not analyze them. Do not try to become perfect in one night. Simply allow them to glow inside you. 1 light for trust. 1 light for self-approval. 1 light for peace. 1 light for inner power. 1 light for courage. As these 5 lights glow within you, feel your whole body becoming more peaceful. Your shoulders grow heavier. Your breathing becomes slower. Your heart becomes quieter. Your mind begins to understand that it does not have to solve everything before sleep. You are planting a new direction tonight. And because the subconscious mind listens so deeply in this soft space before sleep, these decisions are entering the deeper soil of you. They do not need to become perfect immediately. They only need to be welcomed. Trust will grow because you return to it. Self-approval will grow because you practice it. Peace will grow because you protect it. Power will grow because you claim it. Courage will grow because you begin, even with trembling hands. So let yourself rest now. Let the 5 lights glow softly inside you. Let the night hold them. Let your subconscious receive them. Let your body learn that change can be gentle. You are safe. You are supported. You are guided. Everything is working for your highest good. And now, my dear one, let these affirmations move gently through your mind and body. You do not need to repeat every word. You do not need to stay awake. You do not need to force yourself to feel certain, powerful, or completely ready tonight. Simply allow these loving words to wash over you like warm night air, gathering your energy, calming your body, and reminding your deeper mind that life is not against you, that your decision has power, and that everything is working for your highest good. Tonight, I decide. Tonight, I choose trust. Tonight, I choose peace. Tonight, I choose myself. Tonight, I choose a new direction. Tonight, I allow life to support me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working for my highest good. Everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Everything is moving in divine order. Everything is guiding me toward peace. Everything is helping me become who I truly am. I am safe to trust before the proof appears. I am safe to believe before I see every detail. I am safe to rest before every question is answered. I am safe to soften before the path is completely clear. I am safe to stop negotiating with fear. I am safe to let life be on my side. Fear does not lead me anymore. Shame does not motivate me anymore. The past does not define my future anymore. Old disappointment does not write my story anymore. Old rejection does not decide my worth anymore. Old fear does not get the final word anymore. I lovingly gather my energy. I lovingly direct my thoughts. I lovingly command my mind. I lovingly choose my inner direction. I lovingly return to trust. I lovingly begin again. My decision is a seed. My trust is a seed. My peace is a seed. My self-love is a seed. My courage is a seed. My new life begins beneath the surface. I do not dig up the seed to check its growth. I do not panic because I cannot see every root. I do not doubt because the first sign is still invisible. I do not abandon my decision when fear appears. I do not return to the old story because change begins quietly. I trust what is growing beneath the surface. Life is moving in the dark. Roots are forming in silence. Support is arranging itself behind the scenes. Answers are forming in perfect timing. Blessings are moving toward me now. the invisible is preparing the visible. I do not wait for perfect certainty. I create certainty by choosing myself again and again. I create certainty by returning to trust. I create certainty by speaking kindly to my mind. I create certainty by taking one loving step. I create certainty by no longer letting fear lead. I can feel fear and still choose trust. I can feel uncertain and still choose peace. I can feel tender and still choose myself. I can feel nervous and still move gently forward. I can feel old fear and still create a new future. I can begin before I feel completely ready. I am not waiting for fear to disappear. I am not waiting for every person to understand. I am not waiting for perfect conditions. I am not waiting for the past to give me permission. I am not waiting for someone else to approve of my life. I am allowed to begin now. I decide that life is working for me. I decide that delays can prepare me. I decide that closed doors can protect me. I decide that redirection can guide me. I decide that uncertainty can still be held by love. I decide that even this season can serve my becoming. I trust the closed doors. I trust the delays. I trust the redirection. I trust the timing. I trust the unseen preparation. I trust that life is not against me. A closed door may be protection. A delay may be preparation. A change may be guidance. A disappointment may be redirection. A pause may be wisdom. An ending may create space for something better. I no longer turn difficulty into proof that life has abandoned me. I no longer turn delay into fear. I no longer turn rejection into self-hatred. I no longer turn uncertainty into panic. I no longer turn the past into a prophecy. I choose a new interpretation. What is this teaching me? Where is life guiding me? What is this protecting me from? What is this preparing me for? What part of me is becoming stronger? What good is still forming here? I am willing to believe that even this can serve my good. I am willing to believe life is guiding me. I am willing to believe good can come from this. I am willing to believe I am being supported. I am willing to believe the answer is forming. I am willing to believe everything is working out. I approve of myself. I approve of myself while I am learning. I approve of myself while I am becoming. I approve of myself while I am healing. I approve of myself while I am beginning again. I approve of myself even before others understand me. I no longer seek approval from the outside. I no longer place my worth in other people's eyes. I no longer wait for praise before I feel proud. I no longer need everyone to agree with my path. I no longer explain myself to earn permission. I no longer shrink to make others comfortable. I give myself permission to live my life. I give myself permission to feel what I feel. I give myself permission to set boundaries. I give myself permission to rest. I give myself permission to begin again. I give myself permission to choose what is true for me. My worth is within me. My approval is within me. My safety is within me. My permission is within me. My peace is within me. My power is within me. I know who I am. I am learning. I am growing. I am worthy. I am enough. I am becoming more authentic every day. I can receive praise without needing it to survive. I can receive love without begging for it. I can receive support without losing myself. I can receive kindness without questioning my worth. I can receive recognition with gratitude. I can still approve of myself when no one is clapping. I no longer perform for love. I no longer perform for belonging. I no longer perform for safety. I no longer perform for approval. I no longer abandon myself to be accepted. I return to the truth of who I am. My peace is sacred. My peace is valuable. My peace is worthy of protection. My peace is worthy of respect. My peace is a gift I give myself. My peace is a garden I protect with love. I no longer tolerate what destroys my peace. I no longer tolerate thoughts that attack me. I no longer tolerate patterns that drain me. I no longer tolerate environments where I must shrink. I no longer tolerate relationships that make my heart feel small. I no longer tolerate self-abandonment disguised as kindness. I can love others and still choose distance. I can understand others and still protect my energy. I can care and still have boundaries. I can be kind and still say no. I can be compassionate and still choose peace. I can be loving without betraying myself. Boundaries are safe for me. Boundaries are loving for me. Boundaries protect my softness. Boundaries protect my tenderness. Boundaries protect my life force. Boundaries help the gentle part of me stay alive. I say yes when my heart says yes. I say no when my heart says no. I listen to the wisdom in my body. I honor the truth within me. I choose what supports my peace. I release what creates inner chaos. Their discomfort is not a reason for me to abandon my peace. Their opinion is not the measure of my worth. Their reaction is not my responsibility to control. Their misunderstanding does not make my truth wrong. Their approval is not the doorway to my freedom. I am free to honor myself. I take my power back. I take my joy back. I take my peace back. I take my voice back. I take my energy back. I take my life back with love. I am responsible for the energy I bring into my life. I am responsible for the thoughts I practice. I am responsible for how I speak to myself. I am responsible for where I place my attention. I am responsible for returning to love after fear speaks. This is not blame. This is power. This is freedom. This is creation. This is self-love. This is how I begin again. I do not deny that the past hurt. I do not deny that some things were unfair. I do not deny that my heart has been disappointed. I do not deny that I have needed time to heal. I do not deny my feelings. I simply refuse to let the past own my future. I am no longer waiting for the past to release me. I release myself with love. I am no longer waiting for someone else to change before I can heal. I begin healing from within. I create love from within. I create peace from within. I create joy from within. I create safety from within. I create courage from within. I create a new life from within. I begin with what I have. I begin with this breath. I begin with this body. I begin with this moment. I begin with one loving thought. I begin before I feel completely ready. The path opens as I walk. The next step appears as I move. Clarity grows as I take action. Confidence grows as I keep choosing. Courage grows as I begin. Life meets me as I move forward. I do not need perfect confidence. I only need a little willingness. I do not need every answer. I only need the next step. I do not need the whole path. I only need enough light for this moment. I do not need a guarantee. I only need to trust myself. I move before certainty arrives. I act before every fear is gone. I begin before every condition is perfect. I take one small step with love. I let the path teach me. I let life guide me forward. I no longer beg for what I am worthy to receive. I no longer ask fear for permission to live. I no longer wait for the old story to become kind. I no longer rehearse the worst as preparation. I no longer leak my power into worry. I gather my energy and choose again. I command my mind with love. I direct my life with clarity. I choose the thoughts that support my future. I choose the beliefs that support my peace. I choose the actions that support my growth. I choose the energy that supports my becoming. I am worthy of receiving good. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of opportunity. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of a beautiful life. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working for my highest good. Everything is arranging itself with love. Everything is guiding me into alignment. Everything is helping me grow. Everything is unfolding beautifully. I trust life. I approve of myself. I protect my peace. I take my power back. I begin now. All is well in my world. My new decision creates a new direction. My new direction creates a new life. My new thoughts create new feelings. My new feelings create new choices. My new choices create new patterns. My new patterns create new possibilities. While I sleep, my decision settles into my subconscious mind. While I sleep, my energy gathers into peace. While I sleep, my nervous system softens. While I sleep, my heart remembers trust. While I sleep, my mind releases fear. While I sleep, my life continues arranging itself for good. I do not need to stay awake to be guided. I do not need to stay awake to be supported. I do not need to stay awake to be protected. I do not need to stay awake to be worthy. I can sleep, and life can work for my good. My body is heavy now. My breath is slow now. My mind is quiet now. My heart is peaceful now. My energy is gathered now. My whole being is ready to rest. I breathe in trust. I breathe out fear. I breathe in approval. I breathe out self-doubt. I breathe in peace. I breathe out chaos. I breathe in power. I breathe out helplessness. I breathe in courage. I breathe out the old story. Life loves me. Life supports me. Life guides me. Life protects me. Life provides for me. Life blesses me as I sleep. I am safe. I am loved. I am guided. I am supported. I am worthy. I am free to begin again. All is well in my body. All is well in my mind. All is well in my heart. All is well in my choices. All is well in my path. All is well in my world. Deeper and deeper I rest. Softer and softer I breathe. Calmer and calmer I become. Clearer and clearer my energy feels. Stronger and stronger my trust grows. More and more I return to love. The night holds me gently. The bed supports me completely. Life surrounds me with care. My subconscious receives these decisions. My heart receives peace. My body receives rest. I drift into trust. I drift into self-approval. I drift into peace. I drift into inner power. I drift into courage. I drift into deep, beautiful sleep. Everything is working out for me. I approve of myself. I protect my peace. I take my power back. I begin with what I have. The path opens as I walk. My decision has power. My energy is gathering. My life is listening. All is calm. All is guided. All is aligning. All is unfolding beautifully. All is well. All is well. All is well. And so it is.